Hi vinyl community, Martin here. Just preparing myself a cocktail. Spilled a bit down my trousers there, oh well. Right, so the vinyl tag of 2024, or is it 25? There we go, look at that. Lovely, milky, milky. Right, so doing this is so, it's a bit tiresome really. Yeah, it's a bit tiresome, sorry. You know, it's 13th of January, is it today, I think, or something? Yeah. So without further ado, here's my tag of this year, or sort of last year, I suppose. I think I did, first one I ever did was 2019. I look back, and then I didn't do 2020, no idea why. And then I think I've done all of them since then. Anyway, let's kick it off then without further ado, and no more spillages. Okay, this might be a bit ironic in places, I don't know. Best purchase of 2024. Okay, so my best purchase I still have and I haven't sold. And it's some Polish jazz. It's got a lovely red Decca label. It's mono. LK4644, and it's, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. It's a modern jazz quartet and somebody else, Lola. And I'm hoping to sell it for a large amount of money. Now, it's 2025, so my 2025 finds, or two I found today, even though I went to a record fair and it was in a previous video from 2 days ago. Today I found these slightly battered copies, although the vinyl is fine, of two recent albums. So we've got Ed Sheeran, X. I don't know his songs by the titles at all. This is 2014. I think it'll clean up okay. I'll give it a go. I can't open it up because it's stuck. So somebody obviously got back into vinyl, or they started getting into vinyl about 10 years ago and they lost interest. And this was from the same place again. This is Royal Blood album from 2014. And as you can see, it's got some sort of, not blood, well I hope it's not blood, some sort of coffee or some sort of spillage there. So they didn't really look after their records, or certainly not the covers. Actually, this might be okay. This might scrub up okay, I guess. I think I know it. I think it's Royal Blood. It's a bit like a little bit like White Stripes sort of thing, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, so next question. Yeah, a 50 Years Later album. So I'm going to do something I found today for £1 as well. And I'm going for 1975 on this question, and it is Steeleye Span, All Around My Hat, or ARSE, if you know the comedy programme. And a week or two ago I saw two absolute mint copies of, I think, slightly earlier Steeleye Span albums, both for £3.50, and when I went back there today they'd both gone. And I remember Fred at Big Star 1000 was talking about them in a recent video of all his folk stuff, and yeah, so I went back and they'd gone. So serves me right really, doesn't it, for not picking them up, you know. It's the trouble when you expect everything to be £1. £3.50 seems a bit extortionate, but they were a charity shop, so I should have you know, stuck my nose out and got them. An album that defines a genre. Okay. Well, here we go. I think British Motown Chartbusters Volume 2 and Motown Chartbusters Volume 6, they define the genre of Motown. I don't know what you think. Okay, the best band from the home country. So I'm English or mostly English. Well, not actually, half English, I suppose. The album that defines England. So this is the FLK. So you know the KLF. I've shown this before. So the KLF Chill Out album is a journey across America with sound effects and bits of music. This is the FLK, and it is a journey across, or rather down, England. And yeah, the quote is, folk music began to die the day the first record was released. And that is a quote from Bill Drummond. Yeah, it was a very limited record. I just happened to pick up because I saw the advert on Facebook at the right time, a couple of years ago, I think. Artist merely dissed. Artist missed dearly. Right, I've got two, both dead, obviously. See, the thing I don't like about this is I've got to get all the records out and then put them back again. Anyway, I'm sure you all feel the same. So, that one, and oh, yeah, Betweens. Right. Sorry about the delay, folks. So it always would have been Richie Edwards, Richie Manock from Manic Street Preachers, who is missed dearly, and how he vanished, presumably, and the slight mystery behind it. At the other end of the scale, the go-betweens, Grant McClellan, died quite a long time ago now. It was probably 15, maybe 18 years ago, I think. And go-betweens have made a comeback for about a few years, and I remember going to see them, and then he's done some solo stuff as well. I think this is the only one I've got on record. This is about 91, I think, or something. Yeah, there he is. So, and I think he died quite young, maybe could even be like the sort of age I am now. Early, mid-50s. I think it was a heart attack in his sleep or something. So, yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Time, eh? That's it. Yeah, that's slip number one, because you're being propped up against some books. Okay, a live album. Could have had all sorts, couldn't I? The Who live at Leeds, Thin Lizzy live in Dangerous, Hollywood Bowl, Beatles. But I went for Adge Cutler and the Wurzels, Vintage Cider. Yeah, why not? So, next question. Right, a partner has dumped me, what do I play? Well, if my wife dumped me, I would play some Nightwish, and I do listen to Nightwish quite a lot anyway, so I think I would have to brave it if she dumped me and play Nightwish. Because quite a lot of the songs have sort of love themes. Right, the best sounding drums. That is such a boring question, again. So I started looking up drum machines, and there was a Linn one, I think, that was on the first Madonna albums. And in the end I went for Blue Monday by New Order, and the drum machine is called the Oberheim DMX, not BMX. Oh, pardon me. Right, the favourite artist in two bands. Couldn't really think of anyone. Oh, but I was saved by the lovely Tanya Donnelly. So she is... well, that's her there, I think. She was in Throwing Muses, and in fact, certainly in the UK, she was more successful in Belly. And this is Star, the debut album. How are we doing for time? 10 minutes, right, let's pick it up. Another stupid question, Beatles or the Stones? Here's a band called The House of Love, and you can see from the hype sticker there's a song called The Beatles, Beatles and the Stones. That answers that question. A bag of weed. Just read that Carl Tweed wrote something on my page about that being a rather presumptuous question. It's a long time since I've done any weed. Anyway, I did actually have, I haven't found it, but I had an X-Files 12-inch, I think, of the theme music. It would take me too long to find it now, but I remember watching an episode of the X-Files, and it must have gone on for about 3 or 4 hours, and yeah, I was suitably stoned. Anyway, a very typical answer for a bag of weed would be Cypress Hill. This is Black Sunday, and I think in here, yes, certainly is still in here, is, believe it or not, I think, oh yeah, from the Independent on Sunday. It's an article about cannabis. Look at that, eh? Wow. Is it better than alcohol, it said on there. Right, so the next question, man, is something I'm still listening to from the 1980s. Huh. Some people would say I'm still in the 1980s, apart from my hair, which isn't. But, right, let's have a look what we got. Here we go. Roland Rat. Okay, right. Somebody whose political stance you don't like. Okay, see if you can guess who it is. Right, well, it'll probably be quite a few people, but I think it would have to be Roger Waters, who knows absolutely nothing. And I think what also annoys me is, apparently he supports Arsenal, and I support Arsenal, and I will ban him from our ground for his behaviour. Because he's always said that Bin Laden was at our ground as well. He supported Arsenal. So I would consider Roger exactly the same, really. Favourite record label? That's an interesting question. There we go. A White Label. And this is a 12-inch of Bally which I was working at the cinema for a year in... do I really want to say? It was in someone called High Wycombe. Anyway, there was an Asian guy there, and he got me this, which presumably is quite a rare Bally Sagoo single set, sort of like Bhangra pop sort of thing, a little bit like Apache Indian, maybe a bit more maybe unknown in the UK, maybe more to Asian audiences. Anyway. There you go, Bally Sagoo, White Label. I don't really have a favourite label, I don't think. Okay, I'll turn the page, we're nearly there, 14 minutes. 3 great singles in order. I had no idea, I couldn't really be bothered to go through my singles, but at the top of the pile of singles over there was 3 singles from Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. So we've got Junk 1 from 1984, and it says limited edition, the angels keep turning the wheels of the universe. And then in the other side it's just do not play this record. It's just like a tone sound from what I remember. Then we've got from 83. We've got Genetic Engineering. And 4 New, N-E-U, on the B-side. And the last one is Telegraph from 1983 with 66 and Fading on the B-side. So they must roughly be in the singles order. A record store day purchase consistently that I listen to. I haven't ever hardly bought much RSD. It's more the price, I think, that puts me off of stuff. And when I've been, it's often I can't find much. But this particular year I went to a shop in Oxford, queued up for a fair amount of time during the day, and I bought an album, and I don't think I've hardly ever listened to it. And it is... It's Moseley Shawls by Ocean Colour Scene. There we go. They're like a middle class Oasis, I suppose, aren't they? Sort of. I don't know. There you go. Or an Oasis that don't swear and stuff. Right, a reincarnated dead or alive? That's always a weird question for a Christian, I suppose. And I thought long and hard about it, and just out of curiosity, I thought of somebody. So, I'll come back just to see what it would be like to be Tom Jones, just out of, curiosity, I suppose. Here he is. Yeah. Tom Jones. Three best lines in a song. So obviously being English, I'm into football and supporting Arsenal as well. So the 1987 FA Cup final record by Tottenham, 3 lines that struck a chord with me particularly were: "We're hotshot Tottenham, we are the Super Spurs. Everybody knows we're the football connoisseurs." This is Chas and Dave, by the way, so you can talk to Headley about this. And then 7 times we won the cup. Now number 8 is coming. And in the 1987 cup final, Tottenham lost 3-2 to Coventry City. As far as I know, Coventry City's only ever cup, and it was an amazing diving header by Keith Houching. An album I never tire of. I haven't done that one. Well, it will probably be a church album or something. It'll be maybe Starfish or Blue Crusade or something. I don't know. Anyway, and the last question, or the last thing was, share a favourite VC channel. So I just went down my list of ones that I subscribe to, which isn't really that many actually. But I just thought I'd pick a few out, especially ones that have either made a recent return to the vinyl community or are teetering on the edge of extinction. So we've got Chris Barron. Hi Chris, up in Newcastle. He came along to the meetup we had in Leeds, which was last March, and he is very sociable, but he hasn't made a VC video in a while, I don't think, maybe a year or so ago. An American or Canadian guy called Nathan Bouchard recently returned with a big bushy beard, and he did showed all his Jimi Hendrix. That was a prompt video for something, I can't remember who. Over in Finland is Hatri Pekala. He's called Petri, from what I understand, and he makes very interesting videos about stuff from all over the world, all over the shop. Dale, Gatefold 33, has probably the most organised method and system, I would say, of showing records, which is quite enjoyable, you know. Who else have we got? We've got Jarkko in Finland again, My Vinyl Bar. probably more into maybe a bit more into 7-inch singles, I think, from what I understand. Madam Sin, Paul, we haven't seen him for a while, I don't think. He sometimes comments on things. Miss him playing all that sort of stuff that, well, I've no idea about as a whole, but it's just something a bit, it's different, it's fun. I would say even like his irreverent humour's quite, well, it's on the edge, isn't it, I suppose you would say. A few more to go, and then I'll leave you in peace. We've got Chris at Dixieland Farm, who actually does make a lot of videos, some about his farm, some about records, and some about, well, actually quite a lot about fixing things, as well as going to, is it Disneyland or amusement parks? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Carl Tweed, who is in Middlesbrough, who pumps out a fair amount of videos. Who else? Well, Alan Static Traveller, we haven't seen for probably about a year, and Penge and Derek have gone into either hibernation or a box or something, I'm not quite sure. Who else have we got? We've got B-Sides, Jenny in America, sometimes does a sort of a radio show playing stuff. Cracking Vinyl Graham, who says bye, and he has recently returned after a sojourn of about a year or two, can't remember, but he's returned. And Jacob Dallas Open Micer, who has also, I think, had a bit of a break, but has now returned to the fold. So that is my tag for 2025, I suppose. Yeah, so I hope that was okay. I presume I will post it at some point when the previous one has come to the end of its shelf life, which is quite quick usually with my videos, usually a couple of days. So thanks for watching, and all the best to you. Bye.